Good morning, hello, and welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred to date in years past, both recognized by actual historians, but mainly things we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information come from the Smart Device application, Today in History, What Happened Today in History, Historical Calendar, and the website onthisday.com. For links to those sources, the music, and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar below. Anyway, I am Aoxander, and you are you. We will be joined by the Golden Loon here in about a minute, give or take. Anyway, today is Freya's Day, aka Friday, April 1st, 2023, April Fool's Day. We are going to give you some accurate history, so we're not going to fool you. That's not what we are about. So, anyway, let's start us off in the year 374. Comet 1P/374E1 Halley approached within 0.0884 AUs, or astronomical units, of Earth. An astronomical unit is, of course, the distance between the Earth and the Sun. So it came in within less than that. So what is that? That's Halley's Comet? I believe so, maybe, because we were talking about the perihelion yesterday. Anyway, moving on up to 527, the Byzantine Emperor Justin I named his nephew Justinian I as co-ruler and successor to the throne. Alright, so a little King Justinian history going on right there. We're going to move on up to a victory in battle in 1515. Portuguese fleet under Alfonso de Albuquerque captured the Persian fortress of Ormuz, renaming it the Fort of Our Lady of the Conception. So he transformed an entire fort into a missionary, it sounds like. So we got an event of interest as well here with the good old Thimblehead in 1581. Portuguese Portuguese courts subjects himself, or Cortez subjected himself on Philip II. That was a difficult sentence to read. Well, okay then. 1693, Cotton Mather's 4-day-old son died and witchcraft was blamed. Puritan, so there you go. 1724, Henry Pelham became English Minister of War. And pardon me 1 second, I have to sneeze. I can feel a sneeze coming on, Alright, I apologize. That was a mighty sneeze. It shook the earth. Anyway, while I was sneezing, the man, the myth, the legend has arrived.
I don't know about that. I'm the Golden Loon, though.
Yep. The Looney Toonie. So.
That's what they know me as.
Yes.
Leave the gold off.
Moving on up to 1724, Johann Swift published Drapier's Letters. Alright. 1748, ruins on Pompeii were rediscovered by Spaniard Roque Joaquin de Alcubierre, I guess.
1748, huh?
Yeah.
Can you imagine discovering Pompeii?
Yeah, it was actually I think it was some farmer or something. They were tilling the land, and then they came across some stones or whatever, and then it opened up into somebody's buried house.
Yeah.
Or whatever, something like that.
And everything was just frozen absolutely, or burned just in time, I guess.
Yeah.
Would be a better way to put it.
Well, buried in the pyroclastic flow.
Yeah.
Caked in all that ash and everything. It was like an instant fossilization. It was a flash heat fossilization type scenario.
So if you were sleeping, you're still there sleeping.
Yeah. Yeah. There's this one guy. It's funny. There's this one guy who is.
Oh.
So forever in time, he's hugging the hog. So.
Only you would know that tidbit.
No, it's made the rounds over the internet for a while. But,
I bet it has.
But yeah, no, that's how the Terracotta Army was found. Just a random farmer, tilling the land, a hole opened up, and found a soldier there. Excavations, and then they just kept finding more soldiers. That entire complex.
Yeah.
So just discovered by a farmer. Anyway, 1854, Hard Times began serialization in Charles Dickens' magazine Household Words. Okay. 1857, Herman Melville published The Confidence Man. Okay? That's the author of Moby Dick.
Oh, okay.
So, alright. We got a victory in battle here for Robert E. Lee, it looks like. 1865, Battle of Five Forks, Virginia. Union forces defeated Confederates and captured important railway supply line for General Robert E. Lee's army. So he was not the victor. See, once again, like they put the picture here, you think that the picture, is prevalent to the article in a good sense for the picture, right?
Mm-hmm.
But no, like Robert E. Lee did not benefit from this, which is good, He was part of the bad guys, but
This is one time when the loser actually comes out looking better in history as far as being a general and being and running a war, being the better of the victor, which was Grant. And he's looked at as a very strategic general and really the better of anything the Union put up against him.
Yeah, well, Robert E. Lee was a great general on his own. Grant's, he's known for being a drunk.
Oh, I don't know about that. Is he?
Oh, yeah. Oh, notorious. And actually, he was, drunk in front of Lincoln a couple of times. Not good. But, honestly, if it wasn't for Sherman's March to the Sea, the war could have ended up differently because we bisected the entire Confederacy in half. So.
Well, it was inevitable that the power lied in the North with the ability to make guns and everything like that, and cannons and everything like that.
Yeah, but what about the people's will?
There's always that.
The Union kept losing battles to Lee, so eventually, the populace would not support a war that's being lost.
That's the only thing you can hope for.
Yeah.
But as far as tactically, the South had no chance. It's kind of like
but they
right
had more
now,
spirit than us.
Yes.
So.
Right now, it's kind of like Ukraine and Russia. Ukraine should have no chance. Now, what's the will of the people? And they can just hope for unrest in Russia and that they finally say enough's enough, get out of this thing.
Well, I mean, the American Revolution, we had no chance.
Right.
But we still, it's about the power of the people. The power is always in the people. Technology helps. But, look at World War II. Russia defeated Germany not because they had better technology. No, their technology was garbage.
Yeah.
But they literally had more men than Germany had bullets. So.
Well, there's a lot more there than that. There was.
Well, the men were not there willingly.
We're involved in it. England's, all of Europe's up in there. That's just one. That's just the eastern flank.
Yeah. Well, who conquered Berlin?
Well, we kind of waited for him to get there too, and divided it.
Why did we wait?
Well, now political comes into it. Politics should never come into a war. You do what you have to do as quickly as you can, as fast as you can, and get it done.
Yep. Anyway, let's get back on the track here. 1891, French painter Paul Gauguin left Marseille for Tahiti. Okay. And we got another event of interest in 1918. Henry Miller's Theater opened at 124 West 43rd Street, New York City. So his theater. So he's an author. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You're an author, then you get your own theater.
Yeah.
1924, Adolf Hitler was sentenced to 5 years labor for beer hall putsch by General Ludendorff, but General Ludendorff acquitted him. So he was trying to overthrow the government, and the general was like, nah.
24, is that when he tried to have that uprising and it failed and they arrested him?
Yeah, that's the beer hall putsch.
Okay.
He was trying to have an uprising in a beer hall for
Yeah.
whatever reason. So, those Germans into beer, they like that. We also have 1925 was the first transmission of Danish state radio.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Seemed awful late in the game.
Yep. 1928, Chiang Kai-shek's army crossed Yangtze Sea. So I believe, that was during the communist, the Mao Zedong thing.
Mao was after World War II.
No, it was before. China was dealing with the People's Liberation Army and all that stuff from the west, and then Japan came in from the north and the east. So they were just getting wrecked.
But Chiang sorry, I can't pronounce his name here.
Chiang Kai-shek.
Yeah, he was still the leader of China overall through the war, and then we didn't support him to fight off Mao Zedong.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that
After
they
the
hadn't
war.
been. No, they'd been fighting for 20 years.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, like it's been a long, slow slog.
Okay.
Constant. Like, actually, let's see here.
I learned something today then.
How long was the war with Mao Zedong? The Chinese Civil War was fought between the Kuomintang-led government of the Republic of China and forces of the Chinese Communist Party. Armed conflict continued intermittently from the 1st of August 1927 until December 7th, 1949, and ending with communist control of mainland China.
Okay, so it started in 27. So
Yeah.
this
is
back
28.
28. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're dead on.
Yeah.
Kudos.
Thank you.
My historian comes through again.
Thank
I'm
you.
always proud.
I know things I didn't even realize I knew. I just put it together because I know that that Mao Zedong was fighting in the 20s as well as in the 30s and 40s.
I perceive that the communists saw weakness after the war and took advantage of it and conquered it, but that's not the case at all.
No. Anyway, 1930, The Blue Angel, starring Marlene Dietrich in her breakthrough role, premiered in Germany. Okay. While that was happening in 1930 as well, U.S. golfer Bobby Jones started his Grand Slam season by winning the Southeastern Open by 13 strokes over Horton Smith at the Forest Hills Rocker Golf Course in Atlanta, Georgia. Wow.
That's a lot of strokes.
Holy crap. Dude, that's several
just
holes.
13 strokes. That's I've never heard of a win that big.
That's insane. It's like if there was a way to lap somebody in golf, that's how.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
1933, Heinrich Himmler became police commander of Germany. Ugh. Not good. 1934, Clyde Barrow killed two young highway patrolmen, H.D. Murphy and Edward Bryant Wheeler, at the intersection of Route 114 near Grapevine, Texas. Bonnie Parker's role in the murders helps turn public perception against the gang for good. So yeah, the public liked them apparently at one point.
Yeah.
But then they started killing cops. It's like, no more. No. Ooh. 1935, first radio tube made of metal announced at Schenectady, New York.
That's weird. A radio tube of metal.
Yeah. I wonder what that would be for, like space or something? No, that's way before space.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know.
Hold on a second, audience.
You think of glass tubes, you know?
Yeah. Hold on a second, audience. I feel another sneeze coming in.
And it was all tube based.
Yeah.
And if you had any problems with
You
it,
just put the different tubes back in.
you open up the back and said this is vertical, this is horizontal. So whatever, you take that tube out, go down, test it. It's dead. Buy a new one. Of course, you can't even find a tube tester anymore. But yeah.
So you
Times
mean to
have
tell
changed.
me that they actually provided products that were simple to repair and user friendly?
What a thought, huh?
Wow.
What a thought.
Yeah. Anyway, 1936, Charles Lucky Luciano was arrested in Arkansas on a criminal warrant from New York. Yeah, gangster. So, we got a boxing title fight in 1938. World heavyweight boxing champion Joe Louis knocks out Harry Thomas in 5th round of their title bout in Chicago. Third defense by Louis.
Yeah, he's one of the great ones.
Yep. 1 year later, 1939, the U.S. recognized Francisco Franco's government in Spain at the end of the Spanish Civil War. Pope Pius XII congratulated Generalissimo Franco's victory in Spain. Wow. That guy, like, he killed people. He was a revolutionary. He overthrew the government, and everybody's patting him on the back. He turned out to be a dictator, and he Okay, so this is still early in 1939, so World War II hasn't started just yet, but...
What? No, it hadn't it?
No.
Did it start in 38?
No, 39, September.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
So I'm a year early. Okay.
Yeah. But, like all these people, they're patting this Franco on the back. This Franco is going to be helping Benito Mussolini and Adolf Hitler, you know? So,
Well, you look at
Well, Hitler was also Times Magazine's Man of the Year.
Yeah,
So
I mean, there's a lot of people over time that have duped different countries to think something that they're not.
or maybe the dupe is beyond just the one guy. Maybe it's a whole system in order to steer society in a certain mindset. You know? So, anyway, 1940, Filipino President Quezon officially authorized the printing and publication of the grammar and dictionary dictionary prepared by the Institute of the National Language. Okay? 1941, Lillian Hellman's Watch on the Rhine premiered in New York City. That must have been interesting. Because by then the war had been going on.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, we're right into it there.
No, not yet.
No, we're not. But yeah.
No, we're about a year late, a year out. So.
We're December.
Yeah.
Of 41.
Yes. But still.
I mean, the war was going on. We weren't in it.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Yeah, but no, we would understand that the Rhine is in Germany, and Germany is like screwing up all of Europe, by this point. So it's just like, I wonder how that would have gone over.
How it played? They don't say how long it lasted, did they?
Yeah. I mean, would they be getting bad press? I mean, there's no such thing as bad press, but you know what I'm talking about, because it's something set in Germany, and Germany is
Well, we don't know what the play depicted either.
True.
We don't know anything about the play.
But the Rhine is the river that goes through Berlin.
Yeah.
So.
But is it a positive or negative thing for Germany?
Well, it doesn't matter. The fact that it's involved with Germany, would that, like for me, okay, if a play came out about Moscow, obviously that's Russia. I don't want to go there because I don't care if it's positive or negative about Russia. I don't want to see anything about Russia because of what's happening with Ukraine. I don't want to see anything about Ukraine either. Well, I get enough of that crap in the news. Why do I want to go see a play about it?
First off, they didn't have the news like they have it today.
True.
It was very thin compared. In fact, it's almost non-consistent compared to today.
People were a lot weaker back then too.
Weaker meaning what?
As in, the amount of crap we're exposed to today, we've become jaded to it.
Well,
so, we see people's heads exploding on movies every single day. You show that to somebody in the 1940s, they'll faint.
Yeah.
So,
but to your point, exactly there. Okay, that's what's happening today. It's news in Ukraine, Russia.
Yeah.
So if someone comes out with a play on Russia, it could be a real negative thing towards Russia, or it could be a positive thing towards Russia. How does the people take it? If they agree with it, they may go to it because it's a point of interest that's happening today.
That is true. But there's also the aspect of they're making a play about Russia. Just the fact that it's about Russia, demonize it.
Well, or do they try to pump Russia up and then everybody gets up in arms?
That is that too. So anyway, that's a whole conversation. 1945, we got the Battle of Okinawa. U.S. ground forces invaded Okinawa during World War II in the largest amphibious assault of the Pacific Theater. Yeah, Okinawa, rough battle.
Look at that picture, just for 1 second. Look at that picture and look at just how brutal war is.
Yep.
Good Lord. Think of the people on that ship, the soldiers, the seamen, and this thing just torched, and you got nowhere to go. You got to put this out. You got to survive.
Well, that's the British Navy vessel HMS Formidable on fire during the Battle of Okinawa. So British ships were in the Pacific Theater helping us. That that was news to me when I first heard about it.
Yeah,
not too long ago.
I never realized that.
Because when you think of Europe, we're involved, but so is France, so is Britain, so is all these other people. When you think of the Pacific Theater, it's just us versus Japan.
I always thought we were alone on the Pacific Theater,
but apparently not.
Not.
But this is on fire because it got hit by a kamikaze.
Of course.
So
I get that.
Yeah.
But I didn't know. I didn't know I was looking at an English ship.
Yeah.
I had no idea they were in the Pacific. They were so. They were so to the max in Europe.
Yeah.
I mean, they were fighting for literal survival. And what year was this again? 45. Oh, it was right at the end.
Yeah, near the end. So there's another half a year, give or take, because it ended in
October or something.
August. Yeah. Yeah. Victory in Europe Day happened September. Hold on a second. August, September.
We're talking about the Pacific
Well,
when did it end?
well, that would be the end of World War II entirely.
Yeah.
Europe
Europe
finished
was first, right?
Yeah. Hold on a second. VE Day, uh, May 8th,
Okay.
1945. So April, May. So another month.
Yeah.
So, huh? All right then.
May what? Did it say
8th.
May 8th. Okay.
Wait, no, that's Europe. Sorry.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh,
v,
yeah.
VJ Day.
Okay. There you go.
August 15th. Okay,
So it was August. Okay.
yeah, through September 2nd.
May, June,
So-
July, August. 4 months.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So not
Seemed
even
like
half
it
a year.
lasted longer than that, the Pacific, but in my head. But no, 4 months.
Well, no, like the Battle of Okinawa was just part of the Pacific. The Pacific, war lasted for a couple of years. Like,
I know that.
yeah.
No, I know that. I'm just saying
Oh
VE and VJ Day weren't
Yeah.
too far off
no,
from one another.
no. Anyway, let's move on up. Oh wait, we got some cricket history for you.
Cricket.
1953, West Indian cricket batsman Frank Worrell, 237, Clyde Walcott, 118, and Everton Weekes, 109.
Closing shop.
All make centuries in first innings of drawn fifth test versus India in Kingston, Jamaica. Cricket Jamaican me crazy, man. So, 1954, first U.S. Army helicopter battalion forms at Fort Bragg in North Carolina. Not to brag, but we
Yeah.
have a helicopter division. 1954 as well, Detroit Red Wings right wing Gordie Howe scored 2 goals and an assist and set a Stanley Cup playoff record for fastest goal from the start of a game, 0.9 seconds. What the hell? In a 4-3 2 overtime win over Toronto in Game 5 of the semifinals. So, like, fastest goal from the start of the game? Oh, I guess 9 seconds. Yeah. So in 9 seconds, he's after the start of the game, he scored a goal. Wow.
Right off the tip off.
Just like,
Got to
him.
smacked it and went in.
Dang. Music history here, 1964. John Lennon was reunited with his father, Freddie, after 17 years. Wow.
Oh, man, that's a shame.
I didn't know that they were separated. Oh. 1966. Loyalists led by Ian Paisley, Protestant fundamentalist preacher, founded the Ulster Constitution Defense Committee to challenge the civil rights movement. It set up a paramilitary-style wing called the Ulster Protestant Volunteers. Wow, that's dangerous. Taking up arms. Yikes. Oh, God. 1970, John Lennon and Yoko Ono released hoax they are having dual sex change operations. I mean, it is April Fool's Day,
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
1970, U.S. President Richard Nixon signed bill limiting cigarette advertisements from January 1st, 1971.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep. It's funny, like, you had that CD of, like, 50s and 60s commercials and everything.
Oh, yeah.
One of them had the Flintstones smoking Winstons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to give us one little thing on a sign-off for Nixon.
I am not a crook.
There we go.
Anyway, 1973, 1973, Boston Celtics captain John Havlicek scored career-high 54 points in 134 to 109 routes of Atlanta Hawks in Game 1 of first-round Eastern Conference playoffs. Hit NBA playoff record 24 of 36 field goal attempts.
I got to correct you on the pronunciation because he is such a great basketball player in his day. John Havlicek.
John Havlicek.
Havlicek. There you go.
Huh, that's weird. There's no H in there. Havlicek?
Yeah, John Havlicek.
John Havlicek. He has a check. He needs to cash it before it bounces. Anyway, 1973 as well. Despite a final round 5-3 loss to Montreal, Boston Bruins center Phil Esposito won his third consecutive NHL scoring title with 130 points from 55 goals and 75 assists in Game 78, the 78 game season. Okay, in the 78 game season. So the season was 78 games long. That was weird to read. So, here's something interesting. 1973, Japan allows its citizens to own gold.
Oh.
Huh.
Hey, we couldn't own gold at one time, other than decorative, jewelry. You couldn't have gold coins or anything like that in your vaults.
Yeah.
That's the law. It's hard to believe, huh? I'm
not
sorry, I'm sitting too far back.
like yeah, no, it's not. It's not really hard to believe that at one point this country was actually nice. So, but hey, 3 years after their previous thing, or at least that I found here, 1973. Here we go again. John Lennon and Yoko Ono formed a new country with no laws or boundaries called Newtopia. Its national anthem is Silence.
They were big on April Fool's Day, weren't they?
Apparently,
They love that day.
yeah. 1974, Ayatollah Khomeini called for an Islamic Republic in Iran, and he has it. So we got a television premiere here. 1976, Helter Skelter, detailing Charles Manson's cult family, their capture, trial, conviction, and aftermath, premiered on CBS. So it sounds like it's a documentary.
Yeah.
So
Or a movie, one of the two.
Helter Skelter, 76.
That's what he wrote all over the walls, Helter Skelter.
Yeah.
They tried to start an up war
Yeah, like he was.
of the blacks,
Yeah,
black community.
yeah. It's a television film based on the 1974 book by prosecutor Vincent Bugliosi and Kurt Gentry. In the U.S., it aired after 2 nights, or it aired over 2 nights. In some countries, it was shown in cinemas with additional footage including nudity, language, and more violence. So,
Booby was his name? Boo Boo or something?
uh,
What was his name? Boo.
Booby?
Not Booby.
Bugliosi.
Boo. I wonder if they called him Boo. That's what I was getting at.
You need therapy.
I don't know where the booby came from, but
Well, I know what's on your mind. It's okay. All men are like this.
yeah.
I mean, who's not thinking about movies 24/7? Anyway, 1976, Steve Wozniak and Steve Jobs founded Apple Computer in the garage of Jobs' parents' house in Cupertino, California. And thanks to him and others like him, people will no longer be able to follow in those footsteps. So, lobbied for laws to make it illegal to start businesses in your garage. What a scumbag. So,
He can still do a lot of stuff.
nah,
But
not
the
nearly as
greatest
much as
thing,
you could.
If you ever, there was an interview once of Wozniak explaining what it was like in the early days. You know, when they weren't rich and everything else, and they were trying to.
You talking about the Woz?
Yeah, and of course, Jobs was the pusher and
Yeah.
the shaker of the whole thing. How they climbed mountains, just barely get to the top before they were destroyed. And, whew, we made it. And meanwhile, Jobs has got them going on something else, and up they go again, clawing away,
Must have
trying
been
to
hell.
survive.
1978, The Bob Newhart Show last aired on NBC TV.
Ah,
All right, sayonara,
that
Bob.
was the first one, I think.
I believe so. Like talk show?
No, it's a sitcom.
Oh.
He did two. He did Bob Newhart and then Newhart.
Huh.
I think Newhart was second.
Let's see here. Newhart Show. The Bob Newhart Show, 1972. Newhart, 82 through 90. So you're right.
Okay.
Bob Newhart was the first one.
And then Newhart was the second. Okay.
Yep.
I don't know too much about that guy, I guess.
But no,
He's a good comedian.
it's good to know things about things. 1978, New York Islanders right wing Mike Bossy became the first NHL rookie to score 50 goals in a season after scoring number 50 and 51 in the closing moments in a 3-2 win over Washington. Oh wow! So he scored 2 of the goals. And, the 3. So he scored 2/3 of the goals right there.
Yeah.
Wow! Literally last minute clinch. 1981, CNN aired a videotape that showed that Tamara Rand predicted that Reagan was in danger from someone named Jack Humley. This was a hoax. So, the White House getting involved in April Fools, that's not a good plan.
No.
So, 1981, Edmonton center Wayne Gretzky has an assist, his 103rd, in the Oilers' 4-4 tie with Colorado Rockies to break Bobby Orr's 10-year mark for most assists in a single NHL season. All right, Bobby Orr, then Wayne Gretzky, and then who was this? Mike Bossy, dropping all sorts of big names today. Speaking of hockey, we got some more in '82 here. Quebec center Peter Stransky, however you pronounce that. I didn't even realize that was a thing. Scored 4th career hat trick and 4 assists, and his brother Marian added 5 assists to lead the Nordiques to an 8-5 win at Boston. Okay. The 1984 PG Tournament Players Championship TPC at Sawgrass, 24-year-old Fred Couples finished at 277, -11, one stroke ahead of runner-up Lee Trevino. 1989, A. Bartlett Giamatti replaced Peter Ueberroth as 7th Commissioner of Major League Baseball, dies suddenly of a heart attack 5 months later. Ooh.
Not good.
So Peter Ueberroth died suddenly, or
So it sounds like.
no? Peter Ueberroth is still alive here.
Well, that would make sense. Read that again then.
Yeah, no. A. Bartlett replaced Peter Ueberroth.
Oh, okay.
And then he died
Okay,
suddenly 5 months later.
Yeah.
Whoops. So, 1990, Ha! Comedy Channel on cable TV began transmitting. What a Ha! Just H-A exclamation point. Like,
Okay.
not even a ha-ha, just Ha! Like,
Gee, I missed that one.
yeah. Okay, 1990 as well. It became illegal in Salem, Oregon to be within 2 feet of nude dancers. I mean, that makes sense. You don't want
There
anybody...
goes the lap dance.
You know? Oh, whoops. Well, those are supposed to be closed. Supposed to be, unless
Sure.
you're in the VIP room.
Ah.
You know. 1990 as well. Oh, we're stuck in the 90s for a bit here. Nabisco Dina Shore Women's Golf, Mission Hills Country Club. Betsy King won the second of her third Dina Shore events, 2 strokes ahead of Shirley Furlong and Katie Postlethwaite. And while that was happening, the Tradition Senior Men's Golf Club at Desert Mountain, Jack Nicklaus won the first starts on the Senior PGA Tour by 4 strokes from Gary Player. All right. 1990 as well, WrestleMania 6, Skydome, Toronto, Ontario, with a population of 67,678 in the stands. Ultimate Warrior defeated Hulk Hogan for WWF Heavyweight and Intercontinental titles.
Okay.
Yeah, brother. I don't know. 1993, Alan Burnett's play The Madness of George III premiered in London. All right. Moving on up to the year 2000, U.S. boxer Chris Beard won WBO heavyweight title after Ukrainian champion Vitaly Klitschko retired with a shoulder injury at the end of the 9th round in Berlin, Germany. 1 year later, 2001, former president of Federal Republic of Yugoslavia Slobodan Milosevic surrendered to police special forces, but to be tried on charges of war crimes.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Remember that.
Hey. We got some more WrestleMania 2001. WrestleMania 27. Astrodome Houston, Texas. Stone Cold Steve Austin defeated The Rock in a no disqualification match for the WWF Championship. Oh, wow. So, The Rock fought Stone Cold. That's
I
awesome.
believe that'd be the 17th, not the 27th.
Oh, you're right. 17th. Sorry. I misread the X there.
Yeah. Easy to do.
Yeah. We got a world record 2007. U.S. super swimmer Michael Phelps smashed his own world record in the 400-meter individual medley, 4 minutes, 6.22 seconds, to win his record 7th gold medal at the World Championships in Melbourne, Australia. Crocky. And we got some more WrestleMania 2007, WrestleMania 23. Now I can see there's 2 X's, so there we go. At Ford Field, Detroit, Michigan, John Cena defeated Shawn Michaels. The Undertaker defeated Batista. And Bobby Lashley downed Umaga. All right. Freaking Chinese shell loser guy. 2011, Alan Rickman's last performance in Seminar on Broadway. Rest in peace, Alan Rickman. He was a good actor. He played Severus Snape.
Who?
Severus Snape in Harry Potter.
Oh.
If you ever saw those movies.
No, I saw the first one in the theater with you, and that's the last one I saw.
Well, that was
First
a long
and
time
last
ago.
one. Yeah. Yeah, you were a kid.
365 days later, 2012, 47th Academy of Country Music Awards. Taylor Swift, Blake Shelton, and Miranda Lambert won. All right. Then we got the Nobel Prize in 2017. Bob Dylan received his Nobel Prize for Literature at a private ceremony in Stockholm. All right.
For literature.
Yeah. Well, he's a singer-songwriter, so, maybe, I don't know. I want that hat. Now look at this. They squished the Japanese flag.
Oh.
2019, Japanese government announced the name of a new era, Reiwa, for the next emperor, Crown Prince Naruhito. Alright, so they're entering a new era. Like, there was the shogunate era, and then, like all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, So they're viewing it like as their next emperor. They're entering a new time. So anyway, 2020 during the Kung Flu pandemic, U.S. President Donald Trump said the U.S. strategic national stockpile was almost depleted amid widespread shortages of medical equipment to fight Kung Flu. Yeah, and where are all of those made?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that surprised me, because I always wondered, in World War II, car manufacturers, everything, literally shut down making cars, started, retooling and started building tanks or whatever.
Oh yeah, how fast we got to making masks and vaccines and all that stuff you're talking about.
I said, could that ever happen again?
Yeah.
They had to do that here, and I didn't think it could. Well, on a very small scale, a number of companies shut down what they're doing, retooled, started making ventilators and things like that, and I was stunned that they could pull that off. So that's on a very small scale, but the potential's there.
But see,
Gives
here's
me
the
some
thing:
hope.
the reason why that works is it's not that they're doing things for what society needs. They're chasing the money. Because what is in demand now that there's not much of a supply? Back then at least, ventilators, masks, medical equipment,
but that
and all
just
that
didn't
stuff.
happenstantially happen. They say, "Hey, we can make some money. Let's do this." Trump went after and said, "Okay, who can build me ventilators?" And he really spearheaded getting it out there and getting it done.
True.
And then they see they can make some money at it, obviously.
Yeah. So, but then our last article here of the main body is 2021. 2 years ago, 7 democracy protesters convicted for unauthorized assembly in Hong Kong, including Martin Lee and Jimmy Lai. All right, the Hong Kong protests before China took them over and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
now nobody gives a damn.
Yeah, really sad.
Very sad.
Anyway, moving on up, before we move on to births and deaths, audience, were there any articles that grabbed your attention more than most? Anything you wish we'd elaborated more about? Anything you would have liked to say had you been here? Start a dialogue in the comments section. We do not have a live chat. Was there anything outstanding for you? Other than the stuff that we, went off about, live?
Well, that's always cool. I always like going off on tangents.
Yeah.
Probably drives people nuts, but what the hell?
Well, the very first one, Haley's comment, I believe.
Ooh, I missed that.
Yeah, it was the Perhelion yesterday. The first recording of the Perhelion. Remember a couple days ago?
Yeah.
Or last weekend.
Whenever it was.
You're like, oh, how long have we been monitoring that?
Yeah.
And almost to answer your question, the next day or 2 days later, I had it right up here, the very first, what we had talked about 2 days before.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, but this is an approach within 0.0884 AUs of Earth. AU is an astronomical unit, which is the distance from the Earth to the Sun.
Oh.
So it came within, closer to the Sun than we are.
Closer to the planet than the Sun is to us. Isn't that what it means?
No. Oh yeah. Yeah, closer to the planet. Yeah, that's true. Okay. To Earth. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's move on to the births here. Starting us off in 1220, we have Emperor Go-Saga of Japan, died in 1272. Go-Saga, that sounds like a really crappy RPG or something.
Sounds very close to Goosefraba.
Goosefraba. Tell you, it doesn't sound like squab. We also have Sophie Germain, 1776, was a French mathematician born in Paris, France.
Ooh, that's very unusual.
Female mathematician.
Yeah. In 1776 to 18 whatever
31. Yeah.
That's really rare.
You know what? Did she die of? No, she died at 55. I was wondering if she got being blamed as a witch or something. She can do math. She's a witch. We also have Otto von Bismarck, 1815, German Chancellor, 1866 through 90. Through 90, who helped unify Germany, born in Schaffhausen, Prussia. Yeah. Germany, he helped unify. Before that, it was just Prussia and all that stuff. A lot of people don't realize the countries in Europe, Italy wasn't unified, Germany wasn't unified, until the past 100 some odd years. It's still fairly new in history. So
yeah, as far as history goes,
yeah. Well, when you compare it to the actual land, has been there for thousands of years. As far as people living there under a banner or whatever, Like countries are always shifting, changing, borders are moving,
Yeah.
policies are changing, all that stuff. Anyway, we got Edgar Wallace, 1875, English novelist, playwright, and journalist, The Terror and the Four Just Men, who created King Kong, born in Greenwich, England. All right, happy birthday, creator of King Kong.
Yeah.
And look at that, he's smoking a cigarette with one of those long things.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
a Cruella de Vil thing.
Yeah.
Wallace Beery, 1886, a U.S. circus performer, Ringling Brothers Circus, and actor. Alias, why can't I say that? Alias a gentleman. Dinner at 8, born in Kansas City, Missouri.
Now, I must have, as a kid, watched old Wallace Beery movies because I remember him so well. But obviously, he was died in '49, so I wasn't old enough to actually remember him.
Huh.
But it must be old movies that I remember of his that he made.
Minute Bill, 1930. Viva Villa, 34. The Champ, 1931.
Well, I would have seen him on TV.
Ah, okay.
They were old movies then.
Yeah. Yeah. We also have Gaston Eyskens, 1905, the Prime Minister of Belgium in 1949 and 1958 through 61, and then 68 through 72. Huh. That's weird. It's like 49 and then 58 and then 68. Almost like, you know.
Yeah.
Abraham Maslow, 1908, a U.S. psychologist, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, born in Brooklyn, New York.
That just looks like a happy face.
It does. It looks like an old Mr. Rogers, kind of, with a smaller head.
That's a stretch.
Yeah. Toshiro Mifune, in 1920, a Japanese writer and actor, Rashomon, Seven Samurai, and Shogun, born in Tishigawa, China. Huh.
He does not look Japanese.
Yeah, he doesn't look Asian
I guess
at all.
he is a little bit, but
Like, I don't, want to point out what portions does look somewhat Oriental, but he looks like a white guy. Like, especially with the hair. Like,
yeah,
he has like,
you can see a little bit in his eyes if you try to look at it, but
yeah,
initially it doesn't look Asian at all.
You really got to focus.
God.
Anne McCaffrey, I'm going to hell. 1926, a U.S. sci-fi author, Dragonflight, Dragon Drums, born in Cambridge, Massachusetts. All right, why does she look so starved? She's like, ugh. Like somebody just burnt the roast. Debbie Reynolds, 1932, a U.S. actress and singer, singing in the rain. And Kathy Selden, the unsinkable Molly Brown, and born in El Paso, Texas. Singing in the rain. Ally McGraw, 84 today, born in 1939, U.S. actress, Love Story and Goodbye Columbus, born in Portland or Pound Ridge, New York. Huh.
Now I tell you who she's married to, the actor, but I can't think of his name right now.
Steve McGraw or something?
Who?
John McGraw? Quick Draw McGraw? El Kabong?
El Kabong.
Kabong.
Your grandfather used to love those cartoons.
I love those cartoons.
I know you do.
Yeah.
So it skipped a generation, trust me.
Yeah.
You used to watch them, but we didn't. The kids didn't.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, of course. We have Phil Niekro, 1939, a U.S. Baseball Hall of Fame pitcher, knuckleballer, no-hitter, 1973, five-time MLB All-Star, five-time Gold Glove, Milwaukee/Atlanta Braves, born in Blaine, Ohio. That's right. So it sounds like the Braves moved from Milwaukee to Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
So
Used to be the Milwaukee Braves, yes.
I figured. Then we have Wangari Maathai, 1940, a Kenyan environmentalist and political activist, founder of the Green Belt Movement, recipient of the Nobel Peace Prize 2004 and Indira Gandhi Peace Prize 2006, born in Italy Village, Kenya. We need more articles, of people in Africa and lesser spoken areas of the world.
Third worlds, yeah. Yeah.
So
areas, anyways, not all
yeah.
of the third world, but areas. Yeah, I agree.
Because when it comes to Kenya, Zimbabwe, Ethiopia, and all that stuff,
we don't hear much about it.
We only talk about the leaders, the founders, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's not many people who are notarized. And there have to be there's obviously environmentalists. There's obviously people who are communal and trying to work with things. We need to get our eyes more on those. On everybody. So
we know South Africa gave us minimum wage.
Yeah, gee, thanks. So
That was to keep the blacks out of the workforce. I mean, it's just horrific.
Yeah.
The theory behind the minimum wage is just
Yeah.
horrific.
the whole, like a lot of things that we use today, their histories are not good.
No.
So, and they're made out of hate and prejudice.
Yeah. Yep.
And
that was where minimum wage is founded.
and
Hate
they are
and
used as hate and prejudice.
Yeah.
It's
a
because as the saying goes, slavery was never abolished. It was just extended to include everyone. You know, because human beings were not designed to sit into a cubicle for 40 years of their life. So that's slavery. You know, cubicles and all that stuff. That's not human. Anyway, we got David Gower, 1957. He's 66 today. He's an English cricket batsman and captain. 117 tests, 8,231 runs at 44.25, 18 times 100, 114 ODIs. Whatever the hell any of that means.
Cricket, please just speak English.
Shit, conceivable English.
Yeah.
Like, comprehensible English. Born in Tunbridge Wells, Kent, England. We also have Susan Boyle. Oh,
yeah.
yes. 1961, a Scottish pop singer. Britain's Got Talent. 2009, I Dream a Dream. Born in Decmont, West Lothian, Scotland. She's 62 today. Happy birthday. And I actually have got to, I have not seen her sing in quite a bit.
The song she sang, it was like a voice of an angel singing.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Yeah, like, like everybody, everybody's so focused on image.
Yeah.
Like, she going on the stage and everybody already, like, shut her down.
Yeah.
And then she just blew everyone's minds.
Yeah.
And I think it was her who made this quote. Hold on, let's see here. Susan Boyle quotes. Apparently she has several quotes, and it might not even be Susan Boyle who said this, but somebody the name's in my head. I can't say it. I don't know why. I can't think of who it was, but she said something along the lines of, "I make music for the ears, not the eyes," or something like that.
Can you imagine the courage it takes? You know the reaction when you walk out there you're going to get. The courage it takes to go out and do that.
Yeah.
This was phenomenal.
Yeah, no, like for anybody to get out on stage.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you put yourself out there.
Yeah. Let's see. Moving on up to Rachel Maddow, 50 today, born in 1973, a U.S. radio and TV personality and political analyst, MSNBC, born in Castro Valley, California. All right. Clarence Seedorf, 1976, 47th birthday today. Dutch soccer midfielder, 87 caps, AC Milan, Ajax, Real Madrid, and manager, AC Milan, Deportivo La Coruna in Cameroon. Born in Paramaribo, Suriname.
I don't know. Where the heck is that?
Suriname?
Yeah.
I believe it's in Africa. Let's see here.
Yeah, I would guess that, but I've never heard of it before.
Yeah. Oh, South America. Sorry. Images. Suriname. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's right. It's above Brazil. It's between Guyana and French Guyana.
Wow.
So, actually, here, let me bigger this for you. There it is. I don't know why BBC's flashing so bad, but yeah. So there it is. Suriname, just above Brazil. So, and there's
Never heard
Chile.
of it.
Yeah, there's 35 countries in between North and South America.
Yeah.
There's like how many hundreds of countries
One of
in
my
the world?
workers comes from, and I can't remember which country it is, but he's right in that area, right next door to him, just above Suriname.
South America map.
We're getting way off.
Yeah, Venezuela, Colombia,
No.
Ecuador, Peru,
No,
Bolivia,
the other side, right by Suriname.
French Guiana or Guyana. Guyana or
Never.
French Guiana.
Never.
Anyway, let's move on up here. We also have, never mind, I'm not going to even report on that guy. F that dude.
What happened? Now you got me curious.
I'll tell you after the...
Okay.
It was either him or his brother. I don't remember. It's one of the Paul brothers. They do YouTube stuff. But I think it was Logan Paul. or Jake Paul, one of those two, great, and I've given them notoriety, wonderful. But they went to Japan. You know the suicide forest they have out in Japan? There's this one like really old forest. It's very sacred. And all that stuff.
Yes.
And they go there.
Yeah.
He actually went in there, and they saw a body hanging, and then they started laughing about it. And I think they poked it with a stick. I don't know. It was awful. It was just disgusting. So, yeah, I don't even want to say it. It was, yeah. Anyway, moving on to the deaths. Starting us off in 1085, we have Emperor Shizong of China, sixth emperor of the Song dynasty in China, died at 36. All right. We have Eleanor of Aquitaine, 1204, wife of King Louis VII of France and King Henry II of England, mother to Richard the Lionheart, Henry the Young King, and King John, died at around the age of 81. Wow. So we all know King John was the King of England during Robin Hood.
Ah.
And Robin Hood was a byproduct of King John's overtaxation, because his brother, King Henry the Lionheart, Richard the Lionheart, was off crusading. So the real king was off, fighting the Holy War, and the corrupt king was running the land.
Gotcha.
So we also have Scott Joplin, 1917, a U.S. ragtime composer, the entertainer, and Maple Leaf Rag, died at the age of 48. Now,
pretty young.
Very little known. Everybody knows the tune, but nobody knows the name. Do you know the entertainer?
No.
They
use that in the Sting.
Yeah, that's the entertainer.
Ah.
That's, yeah. So.
Oh, thanks for bringing that. You could have just told me, but the tune was a little irritating.
Charles R. Drew, 1950, a U.S. physician and surgeon who pioneered blood plasma research and developed the blood bank concept, died in a car crash at 45. Yikes. Well, I mean, if he had had some blood on the scene, probably would have been able to survive. I don't know.
Yikes.
Maybe he ended up with a steering wheel through his head. I don't know.
Oh, man. Please, scroll up.
Down. Harry Serrar, 1965, Canadian World War I and World War II general, 1st Canadian Army, died at 76. Wow, so served in both. We also have Marvin Gaye, 1984, a U.S. soul singer-songwriter. It Takes Two, What's Going On, and Let's Get It On, shot to death by his father, Marvin Gaye Sr., during a domestic dispute in Los Angeles at 44. I remember hearing about that. This guy at the age of 44 killed by his own dad. Yikes. We have Henry Cochet, 1987, French tennis player, French Open 1926, 28, 30, and 32, Wimbledon 1927 and 29, and the U.S. Open 1928. Wow. Died at 85. He was in them.
Yeah.
We also have Efrain Rios Monts, 2018, was a Guatemalan general and dictator, 1982 through 83, convicted of genocide and crimes against humanity, died of a heart attack at 91. Wow.
Great. That's someone to highlight.
Wow. Well, why did it take so long to kill him that God had to step in? At 91, crimes against humanity, genocide, why has he been shot yet?
Yeah.
So.
Guatemala.
Yep. And that shall conclude the show. Once again, you can check the underbar of the description for any links you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. For your dose of Past Events Daily, we stream every day at 10 in the morning Pacific Time, which is 11 Mountain, 12 Central, and 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For all of you and all of us, I am A.O. Xander.
Golden Loon.
And you are you, and until you catch us tomorrow, don't forget to look at right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles! There it is, okay.